Hello.
Don't die, Foob!
I might die.
Are you also sick, Foob?
Yeah.
Me too.
Something's going around.
But I've missed my friends for far too long.
Yay! Welcome back! I can't wait to hear all about it. But unfortunately, that can't be tonight, I don't think.
I mean, we got a couple minutes. Something small just popped up. Go for it. It's important to have this like pre-game banter just to like get ourselves in a good chill mood.
How was the
I know.
wedding? How was the
Hold on.
honeymoon?
Last time on X Games mode.
It was really good. They let us in and out of Canada without any issues.
Perfect.
Always a question with me whether or not I will be able to leave the country.
And how was the what did you guys do? Zip lining?
We didn't do the zip lining. We were going to, but they have a weight limit, and I am slightly over the limit.
Oh, how was everything else though? Was hotel good?
Oh, the
How is
hotel
being
was
back at work?
the hotel was amazing. I'll send you some pictures. It was nuts.
Yay! I can't wait to see them. Sorry, our puppies have been exceptionally barky because they got left alone a lot this week, so apologize for the extra chatter in the background.
Yeah, it's fine.
By the way,
Okay.
I see a new story quest text tab in our quest log.
Yeah. I thought that would be helpful, and hopefully you see all three things that are in there. If
Retrieve
not,
Her Majesty's turnips, return the combustion pod, and retrieve flat of Heartland Burr. It cut off on my screen. Oh, berries.
Berries.
Yes.
All right, we did
There
it. Just as a helpful way to remind you guys and myself of what the heck we're even doing.
Hey!
I mean, I thought we were punching babies.
Well, don't do that. I like your guys' baby.
Bye-bye.
I got
Okay, and Foob's got us covered on the previously on when it's time. Let
Mm-hmm.
me start my new session notes.
It's been so long I've even missed Foob.
Shut the fuck
Wow.
up.
We miss Foob.
I
We
want
don't
to fight
get
you.
play. Guys, don't fight.
I have nothing in the tank to fight with, so
Neither do I.
I love you both so much.
But we just had a long rest, guys. Come on.
Okay, well, you know what? This is not going to. I'm furiously working on stuff behind the scenes, and it's just not going to finish, and that's okay because I don't even think we're going to get there, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Awesome.
I'm going to write one more quick message because I think I might have accidentally just written it to myself, and then we should be good to go. Okay. I don't know why I paused, except that I still have push talk on like an idiot, because we've already established that Foob is going to tell us what happened last time.
Alright, I'm going to do my best here.
Heck yeah.
So we fought the Dire Umberwelk. The Dire Umberwelk. Then we went through. I don't know what this note means, but I'm gonna read it anyways. No cutting air straight. And then
I like it.
we saw a sus guy waving for 5 minutes on a boat, and we didn't stop.
Yep.
Suska.
Yep, he was
Mhm.
looking pretty sus.
Sus.
We got to our next destination, which I didn't write down. But we got some quests while we were there. Picked up some new quests. I picked up a child's writing looking for their dog. I picked up Bert the dog. We now have Bert the dog. We met Jenny, and she's got really strong arms, and she outclassed all of us at pulling things. And then we got the combustion pot from Magic Man. And that's all I have written down.
I like it.
But the combustion pot was at the bottom of something. Of the sea. That's right.
It sure was. Foob, you perform admirably, and I'm gonna be honest. I just want to see where, Meg, where your notes fill us in a little bit, because I bet there's like some small things that we would like to go over. Otherwise, there's a couple things I might add just in case.
Okay, so yes, we fought and harvested the dire Umberwelk. We damaged the cave. There was some lava. So Skullfruit was the area that we were passing that had the 3 Culinarian ships in harbor with the figure who was waving pleasantly at us, but we decided as a group to just wave back and then keep going. We arrived in Noka Bay. We talked to the dockmaster, who sent us in the direction of Jenny Salvage and to the Culinarian Embassy, where we ended the session. On our way to Jenny's Salvage, we stopped at the perception board and picked up our quests. Tyrus got the quest for the lost dog Bert and brought it to the embassy with us. We picked up 2 new quests, the Derelict Drowner for a stolen brooch and to hunt a sea monster. We went to Jenny's. When she found out that we were there for Rasmus? That's his name, right? Ranmar. When she found out that we were there for Ranmar,
yeah.
she shot at us, and then she destroyed his combustion pot, which is why it was at the bottom of the bay. So we had to go down and get it and bring it back up, and she didn't know that Nazma had been destroyed, so we brought her up to speed on that and told her what we were doing. And she was bummed because her mom and her sister lived in that area. So she asked for some space to decide whether or not she was going to help us by repairing the combustion pot. So then we went to the Culinarian Embassy and got rooms. We sold our items for 200 gold and decided that we would split the gold amongst our characters, so add 40 gold to your character sheet. But we're going to keep like the crafting mats as a group thing. But the gold is easier in case people want to buy upgrades. Rayun is looking for an upgrade. I am having a belt and boots crafted out of some of the pieces of the Umberwelk per my taunts. And Rayun is looking for a guild craftsman to create a special shield. And Razme has been found, so he was in the sewers and had some kind of episode screaming about rats. So we don't need to look for him anymore. That quest has been removed from our log. And apparently Skullfruit is a popular location for the produce that the island is named for, so that's likely why those boats were there. They were probably looking for recipe materials, but the native orcs are not super friendly, so they might be having problems. And he knows about Zokar, but he shared what he knew about Zokar, but then we excused ourselves and Jack showed us to our rooms.
All right, well, that was very thorough. I appreciate both of you very much. It was exactly enough time to finish my dinner.
Yeah!
So, you guys were escorted to your rooms, so I think the best place to start is presumably after a nice comfortable rest. We'd mentioned previously that Jenny needed a little bit of time to figure out what she was doing with her life, and we had some tailoring that needed to be done, so unless anybody has some very urgent things they want to take care of, it's already like, afternoon-ish. We can call it an evening hosted by the Culinarians Guild. That's nice. And pick up in the morning. And I didn't hear any objections, so I'm going to assume that everybody's really excited about that.
On board. Let's do it. I'm excited for my belt and boots.
Heck yeah.
Honestly,
Let's do
right-
it.
you've been out for a few days. Maybe the most exciting thing is a bed. Like, let's be real. The Emerald Dawn is not the largest ship you've ever seen. It might actually be the smallest, but it's not that small. Just looks that way from a distance at certain angles. Leave me alone. So having a nice bed that is not on the water, there is fresh fruit and water waiting for you when you wake up. Goodness knows how that got there. Like this feels kind of like you have accidentally stayed at a hotel, like one step up from a La Quinta. No continental breakfast though. That's the trade-off. I don't know why everybody thinks that continental breakfast is too good for people that are paying more than $200 a night. Would you please just let me have my continental breakfast? That being said, we can push past a little bit now that I've had a second to vent my life. And you all at least have access to the Culinarians Guild. There are not many people here. This is not the Culinarians Guild. It's just an embassy. There's something like 7 folks on hand. But probably one of these folks brought you your breakfast. And also, both Culinarian Roa and Administrator Jack are milling about pretty excitedly. Like they are hosting some associates. And as we found out last time, they hadn't seen any associates yet. This is kind of a big deal. So they're very welcoming. They're happy to get you whatever you need as far as, again, food, but also amenities. It sounds like at least Roa would be happy to have an administrator wash clothes for you or whatever you need. But otherwise, what's your guys' game plan as you are being mildly pampered?
I can't remember like what the length or the wait time for that shield was.
Well, first off, I'm going to move you back to the bay now that we're not
Mm.
in the loading screen.
Down by the bay.
So, I see Tyrus. He wants to go back in and check in on Jenny. That's great. I want to check with you, Sav, real fast. Had you talked to anybody about getting that shield made? I don't remember the specifics.
I remember talking to the front desk person. They took my material and sent it off, if I'm not mistaken.
I know we did that for the Umberwell meet. I don't actually know if we did anything with your shield yet, which is fine, because we just happened to be in the place where you had thought you had done that already. It would be an easy thing to do before we go.
I will do so. Is there somebody around here? I'm gonna go ask the
Everybody.
front desk lady
Whoa, hold on.
or man
Lady, nothing.
or tortoise.
You're going to go talk to Jack.
All right.
I say everybody here is really excited. Jack is as excited as Jack can be. He is sitting at his desk. He has the stance of somebody sitting at his desk, of somebody who has practiced leaning back on 2 chair legs. And even though he's not actually sitting on much, he looks like he's balancing on a chair. And as you guys start to mill out, we'll say that Rayan, you pop out first. He says, hey, yeah, associate guy. Morning, how was everything?
Oh, pretty good. Had a restful night. Hey, so I had this dire umberwhelk shell.
You procure it and put it out in front of him. And I don't remember, do we have other pieces of that shell as well, or is it just algae hull shells?
Algae hull and a dire umberwhelk shell.
Got it. So, as you show off those pieces, hey, none of that.
Can I interject with one thing?
Please?
2 algae hull shell fragments, an umberwhelk shell fragment, and an dire umberwhelk shell fragment, according to the notes that I took.
That sounds right. I think that
Okay.
we might have first heard what Sav was carrying personally, but I also agree, Try, that that's probably what you guys have as a party.
Sorry.
No, you are both right.
Yes. Thank you, Trey.
So
Just in case he
As-
needed parts, I wanted to make sure he had them.
yeah, totally. As you start putting these out, like he kind of like he bobs his head, maybe a little more than a person should bob their head, but he's wow, these things are amazing. Wow, did you guys cut these yourselves or
Had
get someone
some
else to cut them for? Okay, hey, I'm proud of you guys. You guys are natural born hunters. I mean, whatever you guys feel like doing, I believe in you.
Connoisseurs of adventure.
Nice. I dig that. Hey, he pokes his head back in. Culinarian Roa trundles his way out, and as he gets to the front desk, he's, ooh, oh, these are fine pieces. Well, this is fantastic. And you said you wanted to do requisitions. Is that right?
Correct. I would like to know if this can be fashioned into a shield of some sort.
Oh, absolutely. A piece like this, we probably wouldn't even have to scale it down. Well, oh, yeah, absolutely. And you brought support pieces. You are very prepared for this. I don't think we have a smith on hand. I'll have to send these parts back to the Culinarians Guild. Is that okay? It might take
sure.
just a minute.
I still have this one, and I pull out my my original shield, and it's like it has like a slightly gold trim, and a insignia of a raven.
Ooh. Did you want these pieces infused into that one, or did you just want a new shield? I've heard 2 shields is very popular right now.
Just a new shield. I can
Okay.
I can do cosmetic stuff later.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Oh, hold on. He walks to a couple feet over from Jack, and pulls out a giant wooden box. As he sets it on the counter, he opens it, immediately pulls out a small black hat. He says, all right, time for requisitions. So, let's see. Do you have any requisitions credits with the guild?
Yes. I look back to the group. Right? I think we do.
Jack steps in and says, they turned in a bunch of umberwhelk meat, and I know we're supposed to just give materials. It's probably close enough. You want to just give them a credit for that? Rose says, that's probably fine. Yes, for the umberwork, yeah. We'll send Mossbrook back some of the shards with the meat. That should be fine. Yes, okay. So, well, I have just recently done a quick scan of what we had for requisitions, and I hope you'll forgive me. The equipment that we have available is maybe not as well. We don't have very much because all the hunters took everything, but they say that it's for the best. They said there was something big, urgent crisis, and so they were taking all the supplies and going east. So hopefully, whatever they're hunting goes well. But in the meantime, here, and he pulls out a fairly large scroll. He's unrolled this scroll many times. It is crackly. and crumbly, and it has been faded and rewritten dozens of times. But it is a catalog, for lack of a better word, with a listing of items on it and a picture and brief description of each of them. And I'm going to click this button and nothing's going to happen. Am I right that nothing happened?
Um,
I saw nothing.
Perfect. Then at least it feels good to be right, and the show to players button still isn't working. So I'm going to manually put a bunch of things into the requisitions department folder within. I'm going to ignore that and hope everything's okay. And I'm going to just put a bunch of things into everybody's journals in the requisitions department section.
whoa.
And this is just going to take me a second, but that's okay, because I'm just going to ramble for a second. And I know how much you guys love to listen to me talk. So,
We really do.
yep, nope, I am just ignoring the potential massive fire problem.
It is not our house, but it is somebody's house. So John's
Oh
just checking
boy.
it out. Yeah, we'll be one more second.
No problem.
One. No, I'm kidding.
That's fine, because I have a lot of things to reveal.
Oh, so this is all new stuff. Wow. I'm just like looking through the catalog of like different things.
They all come with brief descriptions. Like as you get close, you can touch the item on the parchment and it will give you at least a little bit of information about it. Not everything, because I have my GM secrets, but most things. There we go. That is everything that's currently on the ledger. He says, yeah, most of these will cost some amount of requisitions credits that you earn by taking up assignments through the Culinarians Guild or by earning favor from the Culinarians themselves. I know that, for example, my task for the Zokar skull comes with a requisition as well, and a hefty gold sum. So the more things that you do for the guild, the more things that the guild gives back to you. As we have things. Also, if you have things that you want crafted, then we can trade in requisition credits and any materials you have to make those things. And the more materials you have, the fewer requisitions credits you have. For the amount that you gave me for those shells, I might be able to. He looks over at Jack, and Jack. I mean, Jack has his eyes closed and he's leaning back like he's getting someone fanning him with a palm frond. But Jack just smiles and nods, a slow nod. He says, "Yeah, I suppose I could probably get away with making that shield without even spending a credit. These are fine shell fragment. So, so I guess I didn't need to show you this ledger unless you wanted to spend your other credit. So, is there anything that I can get for you?"
I'm very curious about this sword here. And Rayun points to the Fury Reaver.
He smiles. Or Jack smiles. That's the best part. Good chance that isn't even a sword.
Really?
Sword, axe, spear. It's kind of, make on demand. It's like when you go to a restaurant, then they cook it fresh for you. They do that sort of thing, but with a murderous spear or whatever. He looks over at the ledger real fast and he says, "Yeah, they're gonna have to include prices on all this one day. It's going to be a couple extra credits for that. I think the Fury River starts at 3 requisitions. Rowan nods. Yeah, we need to work on that. I think most of the things here only cost 1 except for the Fury Reaver and the Veil of Hollows. The Veil costs 2 and the Fury Reaver costs 3. But everything else only costs 1. So I believe that you have the credit for it if you're interested.
Maybe some other time. I'll keep this one in mind. Is it a one-hander or two-hander? Oh, well, you said
Jack
that it could
snorts
be
again.
anything.
It could be anything, man. It's
Oh,
like
man.
it's like I say about myself. I could be anything you want me to be.
Could you be brown? Could you be blue? Could you be
Yeah,
violet sky?
probably, yeah. Dang, I should write that down. So, Ro actually spends a second looking at Jack, hoping that more of an explanation will come of that. And then we pause for a second, and I try the quick version of, hey, you've been introduced to requisitions, where they effectively have a giant catalog of things to buy that you can purchase through requisitions credits. And requisitions credits you earn by doing things for the guild through the notice board or just by earning favors and stuff.
Everything on here is 1 except for the Veil of Hollows, which is 2, and the Fury Reaver, which is 3.
We'll start peeking. And they cost 1 what?
Requisition credits. They are the credits that you have been told about or have earned for completing Culinarian's Guild quests.
Did we get one for the Umberwelk meat?
They sort of said, yeah, this is close enough. We'll just call this a credit rather than the other thing.
Yay!
So, how many total credits do we have?
You have 1 credit.
I see.
And we're using that on his shield, right? So we don't. We've spent that credit.
Ro even said, like, no, you gave him enough good shell fragments that he doesn't need it. That was part of the pitch, was the more, if you are bringing in things to have equipment made and you bring the parts, that will bring down the cost in requisition credits, possibly to 0.
Oh, okay, perfect.
To Tyrus's point, it does not appear that they have any anvil-based bludgeoning weapons.
Yet.
I mean, yet you could absolutely ask for it. If you provide some materials, maybe you get it down for a credit or maybe 2, and sure, why not? I don't care.
Or Fury Reaver, as we've been joking about.
Yeah, they just don't have any currently in stock.
Oh, I wanted to inquiry them to the east. You said that there was a bunch of hunters that went to the east.
Yeah, we didn't get too many specifics on, just that there was some really big Culinarians Guild assignment mission, something going on that sounded like most of the guild was mobilized. We haven't heard it. We're too far north for that. It sounds like they went east and south around the Northerly Wake, over by Relum.
Ah, that one.
Yeah, so like I said, we're just a little short on supplies right now, but this scroll, sometimes it's as big as a ledger and sometimes it's just a pocket note. Depends on what we've got available and how many smiths and such we have. So feel free to check back later. this list will probably change pretty regularly.
I will keep my eyes out.
Jack nods. Oh, hey. Wow, I got a response. That was fast. He reaches down under the desk, and there's a small scrap of parchment. He looks at it for a second. He says, "Wow. Who did you piss off?"
I'm sorry?
He looks again. He says, "Never mind. I already know who you pissed off. Dang. You should not have pissed her off. That sucks." He looks one more time and says, "Yeah, it just says, eat a dick. Asha." Yeah,
Well, all right then.
they're
Alright.
reliable. I'm sure you'll get your shield, but dang.
I think that's her way of saying, okay.
Before you said it was Asha, I thought the lady's name was Ida Dick.
Yes. You know, now that I think about it, this is a... Yeah, I think I've seen a message like this before. Some of our craftsmen, they have a sense of humor, right? They just, they like to say stuff. I don't know.
So whenabouts will it be ready? And will we get it here, or will we have to pick it up someplace else?
We can have it here by end of day. If you're already gone, like if you got an emergency or assignment or hunt or something, just let the next embassy you head to know that you've got it. We'll hold it here. We can have it shipped over there. It's real fast. The guild system's pretty good like that. Roa chirps and starts to put away his hat and the ledger. Says, like I said, we're happy to show this off anytime you need it, but before you leave, I also want to check in. Did you need to report to anybody?
Probably Racklin? Administrator Racklin? Just to let us...
As soon as you say Racklin, Roa opens up a different ledger and finds a different hat to put on. After a couple seconds, he says, "Oh, wow, you're working with Racklin. Oh, good for you. Okay, great. Why don't you come with me? I will set you up in the dinner bell room."
Okie
dokie. He leads you in the back real fast to an uncharacteristically solemn and quiet room, just constructed out of cobblestone with nothing but an altar with a big old bell on it. He says, I don't know if you ever used a dinner bell before, but feel free to just be quiet for a second, and when you see him, you should be good to go. I think he sets down a couple pieces of cut fruit in front of the bell, and once everybody is settled and quiet, he takes up the bell, rings it loudly over his head, and shouts out, "Racklin! Dinner!" There's a few more rings, and he has to shout it one more time before a pale, transparent image of Administrator Racklin steps into the room. He looks around for a second. "Oh, well, hello. I wasn't expecting to hear from you. At least, If I was expecting to hear from you in person.
Hi.
Well, it's good to hear that you've gotten as far as... He looks over at Ro and says, you must be in Noka Bay. Good
Mhm.
to hear. That means that your adventures around the island must have been successful.
Yeah, and then some.
Good, good. Glad to hear it. The last thing I want to be doing is losing associates. We've already heard a couple stories. A couple of associates have been tied up in some more dangerous activities. We're down 2 teams already, but I think we kind of expected that.
Well, either they quit or it was something else.
Minor
Right.
injuries, things like that. Nothing lethal. I don't know. I don't think anybody's died. So we're calling that a positive.
That's a blessing.
So, I've checked in with Ranmar and he seemed pretty, ornery, but also excited to be working with you. He also showed me the basis of your recipe and it looks like it's ambitious, which I appreciate. How goes the assignments? He sent you for turnips, some cookery, and some berries, right?
Correct. We were also doing some side quests as well.
Of course. That's important. You gotta earn your way with the guild, right?
Yeah, and also we were on a quest for a combustion pot.
Right.
Sometimes my words get tongue-tied.
Oh, that makes sense.
And we're currently at Jenny's place. Jenny Erlock.
He shakes his head and says, never met her, sorry. Well, I try and stay away from Jenny's wherever possible. It's bad for the image. You understand.
Funny. Well, it turns out that the combustion pot ended up at the bottom of the sea. We recovered it, and we're just waiting on confirmation, I guess, of trying to re-enchant it because it lost all its enchantment.
Well, don't wait too long. It sounds like whatever recipe you're working on, the stew, gonna take a little bit of time. That, and I know the combustion pot's supposed to work fast based on the recipe and Ranmar's ranting, but if you're gonna have to get it fixed first, I'd hate for you guys to show up to the party late is all.
Yeah.
To that end, we did get confirmation that it sounds like the feast is going to be a little over a month out.
A month out. Okay.
If you ask me why the Herald said that, I couldn't tell you. She is mysterious, and I am not going to talk to her if I don't have to. But she walked right into the hall. The guild master was in the middle of talking, addressing a pretty large constituency, and she just announced to the world that the feast was going to be in a month's time. That was probably yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. So, about a month from now.
Okay. Come to think of it, I was going to ask you how much time we got left.
Well,
But,
sorry, I would have told you if I knew, but, well, when you left. But she's been hard to get answers from.
yeah. And you found this out like the day we left, or?
Yesterday. So it's been a couple days for you.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else that I have to give to you. If there's anything else you have to give to me, let me know. Otherwise, feel free to ring the dinner bell whenever you need me.
All right. Just wanted to report back to you and let you know that we're all okay, all limbs intact.
Good. Glad to hear it. I knew that I picked a good team. All right. Well, now I'm hungry. He reaches down and picks up one of those slices of fruit that Roa left, which goes with him. I appreciate the ring. Best of luck to you, associates.
See you later, Racklin.
And he walks out through the back wall of the room.
Wish I was there to see that. A hologram that can steal fruit seems pretty exciting.
I think it's like a teleporting thing for food, but only food.
Well, I'm thinking if it can do a piece of fruit, it could probably do other things.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I mean, I'm happy to put you in that room. Like, there's no reason that everybody can't be here for this. You were looking at the ledger, too, so. Roa pipes up, and as he's collecting the rest of the fruit, it's part of the ritual to make the dinner bell work. There has to be an offering there. There has to be, something to call the person that's being summoned for dinner. So we've tried it with other things, and even like meat that's not cooked doesn't quite pass the test, which is good, because otherwise he looks down at himself and he says, I am kind of made of meat.
That's fair enough.
Aren't we
sounds like
all
the
made of meat?
Only prepared food is.
It sounds like
very specific
a
material component.
it sounds like a very fancy payphone.
Sort of. The enchantment holds, though. It's really effective for getting messages across. It's, well, I feel like we'd hear more, but we're pretty far away from everybody. I kind of like it like that. So, I think that is just about all of the guild services that I can think to offer. But if there's anything else you need, please let me know, and I will send out a page as soon as I can get word on the shield.
Roger, Dodger.
He rather jovially escorts you all back through the guild hall, or the embassy hall, back to the entryway, waves, and then rushes his way back into the back room.
On our way, on our way over to Jenny's, I would like to pick up my boots and belt because they should be ready this morning.
Sounds good. Anything else before we start heading that way?
I don't think so. If we only have a month and we still have a lot of traveling to do, we should probably get on our way.
Works for me. I know that I can tell that Foob had a bunch of things that he wanted to do, but now he's not here, so we're going to skip him.
Well, it could be on our way because we stopped there on our way to the embassy from Jenny's, so we're still going to do his Jenny's thing.
Yeah, Jenny's is in the marketplace district, and so it is on the way because you stopped by the tailor on the way back to the embassy. Yeah, so we'll hit that place first, real quick. As mentioned previously, you walk up to a fairly large, very elaborate tailor's shop that has a giant ship's sail for a sign, and the proprietor is standing at the front desk rather eagerly. When he sees you, we don't even need to have a full conversation about this, but he is very excited and presents you with the belt and boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
Again, nothing magical about them,
Right.
but honestly, the work that he did is pretty solid. They are mildly flashy in that there's a little bit of inlaid, I'm going to say, shell fragments, just from things that got stuck to the tendrils and meat that you provided him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
With
I'm
the
gonna
fur?
say no to that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's why I was gonna say no to that. But I am smiling. The right size, comfortable. You have yourself a nice pair of boots. And
Excellent.
he even adds, as you guys are finishing the transit, like you're inspecting everything, and he says that he adds that these would be great boots if you wanted to put some magic in them. Just got to find the right enchanter, right?
I just may do that. Tyrus, we're picking up my Umberwelk boots and belt.
Yep.
And then we're heading to Jenny's because it was on our way.
And you might have missed more conversation about the dinner bell, which I'm pretty sad about because the dinner bell is amazing.
The dinner bell is
But-
pretty awesome.
Unless you
Does
have anything.
every Culinarian Guild MC have one? Is it like a network of things that they communicate, or is that specific to this one location?
Let's just tack that question on to while you're talking with him that yes, every Culinarians Guild has a dinner bell.
Nice. It seemed like that made sense to me, but then I realized I didn't actually confirm that. It just seemed to make sense.
So, with that, let's head over to Jenny's. You definitely recognize this place. You even recognize the place 5 feet away from it where you had to jump off the dock to go retrieve the combustion pod. The door has been reassembled, but swings open pretty gently as you get it. It's not even locked, which it kind of was last time. Unlike last time, you walk into this salvage shop and it is just as messy as before, with bits of timber and metal strewn about. Kind of like looking like the back room of not a Goodwill, but like a secondhand store a level below a Goodwill. And everything's kind of lit in a pretty dark glow. There's not a lot of sunlight in here. But unlike last time, where you kind of had to call out for Jenny and she responded with knives and guns, Jenny is kind of sitting slouched on top of the. Hey, you guys are on top of these lyrics today. Jenny is just sitting kind of somberly on the counter where previously she had popped out with a blunderbuss. To nobody's observation, that sentence didn't make any sense at all. Nobody sees any blunderbuss in sight.
Can I roll perception?
Sure. Now I'm gonna wait for that roll. You said it. Let's see what happens. Dang, that's a good perception roll.
I see water.
Yeah, you're looking for a blunderbuss and apparently looking out the front door again. But Tyrus, you also don't see any blunderbusses. She's not completely unarmed. She's got like a knife sitting nearby, but she's not even like holding it or playing it with it. Like I am playing with this pair of scissors, twirling it in my hand so that I can feel something. She's just kind of sitting there, like looking at the floor when you walk in. When you walk in, oh, hey, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming back. I kind of appreciate it. I know it was a little rough. Sorry, I gotta be like that sometimes. And thanks for what you did. Like I said, I didn't hear anything from the Culinarians Guild. I didn't know anything was wrong. And now I don't really know what I'm gonna do about it. I can't fix a city going up, but I'll figure something out.
Just let us know if we can do anything.
I appreciate it. Thanks. If you're heading over to the crater or whatever, maybe I'll hitch a ride. Well, I guess if the world's going up, probably bury the hatchet, right? well, no, I'm not going to bury the hatchet. Ranmar can still burn a fire, but probably help save the world or something.
Maybe in his combustion pot.
Don't tempt me. What I wouldn't do. No, I'm going to keep it together.
I'd like to surreptitiously make an Arcana check just to determine whether or not the enchantment has been restored to the pot, and or whether she's booby trapped it.
Sure. Okay, we'll get this check, and then I swear I see you, Foob. You're right that the combustion pot is also here on the desk. She appears to have not done anything to it at all. It still has barely any magic in it whatsoever after literal decades on the bay's floor. And there's still a big old hole that is either rusted out or from a blunderbuss shot. You're still not sure.
Excellent.
Yeah, she has not interacted with it. It really does seem like she hasn't probably done much outside soul searching today. Tyre says for you, she when you ask her about parts, she's all right. Yeah, I mean, this is a salvage shop. I guess if that'll help you. And she looks at your massive guns. Yeah, I could probably. I mean, at the very least, I can get you some replacement parts. I don't know if they're going to be too much better than what you've got, but in case that one overloads and blows up in your face, yeah, sure. She starts rooting around behind the desk, like shifting giant piles of refuse. Loud clanking sounds as metal and wood start going flying across the room, and maybe every once in a while you think it better to duck than take one of those in the face. She doesn't even break stride while she's looking for it. She says, so I was trying to think about what I could do, and I think at the very least you lot seem better than your boss, so I should probably help out and do my part. So we got to work on this pot, huh?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, well, if this combustion pot is going to be what saves the world, then it's probably on me for letting it rust so long. She pops up from one of these large piles, and sure enough, just has a musket barrel in her hand. Says, here. On the house, man. She throws it gently towards you. So, I guess I should hand you this too. She, without thinking about it, she turns to you and throws you another cylinder, but this one much smaller and made of like leather.
Thanks, just what I've always wanted. A roll of leather tube.
She smiles and says, at least for the last couple of days, it might have been. Look, I drew that up last night. That's the best I could put together for a schematic for this pot. Probably gonna need someone, and she points over to Glitch. Says, of your caliber to help put this back together. It's gonna be probably gonna be some metallurgy. You're gonna have to melt down a couple ingots. She nods back to her refuse pile, or some second-hand refuse. And we gotta get, well, that part's the easy part, because you know there's going to be an easy part and a hard part. The hard part's going to be finding another Outflame skull, or an Outflame stone. That's going to be a little tricky. Not a lot of monsters like giving that up.
Well, we happen to have to hunt a monster, so maybe that monster has one? Where can we get one?
Nope. They're not easy to find, but mostly just because, well, they're pretty deep inside the monsters. Think of like a magma kidney stone. Or maybe don't think about it too hard. That's
Yeah, can we not do that?
but that's pretty much what it is, right? So you want to, and it's about the size of, I don't know, a peach pit, and she just rushes she rushes over to the blueprint, and then just scribbles kind of what the stone looks like. Most of the time, if you find a big enough monster that's fire-based, they're probably going to have one or more of these tucked away. It's the sort of thing you don't know to look for it unless you're really looking for it. But most fire-based dragons, well, some magma worms, umberwhelks, seer kites. Oh,
We were just killing umberwhelks.
oh, that sucks. Sorry, sorry guys.
It's all right. One of my first crafted magic items was the glasses of hindsight. They're perfect.
What about a Zokar? Would a
She
Zokar
shakes her
have
head.
it?
No, that's water based. That's a serpent, right?
Damn.
That's probably not what you're looking for. Probably some other kind of stone in there that's got all sorts of other cool magic, but we need a fire-based stone. That's why we need the Hourflame stone, because the point is the combustion pot. And this is like she's leaning over the blueprint and like leaning kind of in with you, Holden, really explaining this. The whole point of the pot is it's kind of like if you take a normal slow cooker and then inside the pot just localize tiny explosions for the entire cooking process.
Oh,
So
like
now
an
it's,
Instapot.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds pretty good. Picture that like a pressure cooker or a slow cooker that's just constantly exploding. Someone described it kind of like how the sun works, but for meat. So that's why we need something. That's why we need that stone, so that we can grind it up, put it into the alloy that we're going to use for the patch, and then it'll be receptive to the enchantments. And
Does anything like
Yeah.
that exist here in Noka Bay, like in the surrounding area that would be quick to get to, or are we going to have to boat
she
to
shakes her
another
head and
location?
says, "No, the monsters here are all benign. They're tricksters. They're annoying. They'll steal the food off your table. They'll steal the French fries right out of your hand. But as far as like hunting and breathing fire and lightning and stuff, nah, there's a reason everybody here is as laid back as they are."
Okay.
Sorry, I wish I could help. I don't know, maybe the guild has something on the notice board for some sort of fiery monster or something, or you might be able to find one on the way back. I know that you have to go back to Porto Maria. I'm sure you could find something on the way there or back. Maybe, probably. Listen, I'm sorry. This kind of feels like my fault. I mean, it was a long time ago, but I didn't really think that this pot was going to save the world. So
I'll craft you a pair of hindsight goggles.
thanks. I appreciate it.
do we need to stay here, or do we need to come back for her help, or does it, Holden, are you confident that you could repair the unit with the instructions that she's provided?
If it can be made or broken, I'm confident that with the instructions I can do it. But I'm also very confident.
Jenny chimes in and says, "Hey, I'll be honest. I'm not too much of an artificer. I mostly do the salvage, right? I'm a shopkeep. I buy wood and steel for practically nothing because it's rusted or the person's an idiot, and then I make some coin. If you want an artificer, he seems like he's got his head on his shoulders, or you might be able to get someone with the guild, but I don't know. They're not even too big on talking to us, apparently. So."
I'm confident I can get it done.
Yeah, I think you can. I believe in you. Yeah, if there's anything else I can do for you, let me know. But I gotta open up for business at some point. These stupid sailors are gonna come in here and I haven't shot anybody in days.
Well, we certainly don't want to be the ones that you shoot at. I think, I mean, the only thing that's keeping us here at this point is the shield, right? Otherwise, we should probably get to the ship and talk to the crew and let them and start coming up with our plan for our next destination.
Yeah, we need to track down a fiery gullet creature.
All right. Well, I can fast forward you to the ship. That seems doable. Bam! Now you're at the ship.
How did we get here?
Being GM is awesome. Yeah, no problem. You can get to the ship. I have added, by the way, the quest to your story quest because, hey, I can do that. It feels good. To procure the Hour Flame Stone. And then it didn't set, so I'm going to do it again because there's some learning curves. Bam!
Because I was like, it's not there, sir.
Yay!
We did
Thank you.
Back at the ship, your whole crew is excited to see you because maybe you didn't come home last night, but otherwise, they seem ready to go. Like the ship is supplied, everything's in the right place. Like this thing could drop sail and head out of port on a moment's notice.
And we will do so as soon as Rayun has his shield. So, speaking with the crew, we know that the next stop was going to be Lick's chip for the Snapstring tendrils. That was our original plan, but we've since picked up the Derelict Drowner and the Zokar skull, and now this stone. Do they have any suggestions on location for either the sea monster or the Derelict Drowner? Like, might those be closer than Lick's chip, or should we head to Lick's chip as originally planned and see?
So nobody really reacts too much to anything about the Zokar or about some sort of fire gullet. When you say the Derelict Drowner, everybody kind of puckers up a little bit. And after a good second or two, old Tom Mary is the one that speaks up. Says, I don't listen, Michael Captain. We gotta go, but we gotta go safe. We gotta go fast. And the last thing I want to do is I want to get in the middle of ship combat and the booms and the guns and the holes and the sails stuff. So we're gonna make sure that we don't avoid the pirates. And I really just want to make sure that you're safe. Yeah, we don't want to lose another captain so fast.
Big booms and don't want to lose another captain. Got it.
So, have you had a run-in with this ship before?
Blinky chimes in. generally looking in your direction. No, Captain, I can't say that we have. We rather like to keep it that way. It's more that, they've got a reputation. They run a crew, big crew. Probably, I've heard something like 40 or 50. No, we want to avoid the Drowner if we can. If they were in port here, they probably were doing so under a different flag. And possibly kept that no-good captain of theirs far away from anyone on the docks.
Hmm. Well, it is an optional quest if you guys don't want to pursue it. I'm addressing the team at this point.
If everybody there is scared, maybe it makes sense to heed them. They have far more experience in this world than I do. Is there any value in having you merge with the ship and seeing if the ship has an opinion of our chances against the Droner?
Heck yeah. Emerald Dawn. I'm gonna go sit in my
Sounds
spot.
good. Right on the bowsprit. I will meet you down in I've sighted.
Okay, be right back.
I saw all of you guys, all of the notes of like, oh, what's happening? Zell's not here. Uh-oh. Don't worry. Everything's under control. I am safe.
So the ship didn't have any information about the derelict drowner that she could recall, although her preference would be that we avoid violence, and I tend to agree. If the crew has reason to think that it would go poorly for us and we have only a month, then my vote is to not pursue that particular task unless it's like forced upon us during our travels. I don't know that we should go out of our way.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. My only hope was that perhaps the Emerald Dawn had some insider information on the drowner that we could turn the tide of battle if it came to that. But yeah, I agree.
And I did ask her if she was familiar with any potential fire monster locations, but alas, she informed me she does not travel on fire, so.
What a snarky little bitch.
All right. Before we make any decisions that we're going to regret or otherwise, I'm going to move us to the Port of Maria map so that we can get some idea of where we're at and where we're going. Quo Vadis. We are currently at the northeast corner of Porta Maria, which means we're going to be entering Satir territory. But Lix Chip is on the way. So I'm going to ask, are we headed to Lix Chip, or I've decided this was dumb and I'm going to go to the Satir map. Or are we going to go off towards Mirror Bay?
Lix Chip is the string tendrils, which was a quest. Mirror Bay is the Hearthsberries. We technically need those as part of our quest from our culinarians. So the priority at this point is on getting the Hearthsberries and getting the how do you pronounce it? Aphorflamstone?
The Our Flamestone? Yeah.
Our Flamestone. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
It's not your Flamestone.
It's ours. Come on now.
I had to put a phonetic spelling of it with my notes. So those two are our priorities because we need to have time to fix the combustion pot, so we need the materials to do so, and we also need those Hearthsberries. We had also wanted to go to the House of a Thousand Gods to look up more information about the god themselves that we are doing this event for. So, and then we also then have to make our way back to the culinarians. How long of a travel is it from where we are to Mirror Bay?
I am going to briefly pop us back to
How
the
many
Plenty map.
days?
I just popped myself back to the Plenty map. I'm proud of that one. So, previously, I'm going to use this ship token again. This thing is getting a lot of work. You left the Umberwelt Cave roughly here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved it onto land and made it too big. Oh, everything's going sideways. Oh, gosh. That's exactly the reality bending I don't want to do in a day. You made it. Seriously, I can't alt from the middle. There we go. You made it to Noka Bay, which is here, in about a day, just over a day. So, if we're saying that roughly 15 feet is about 14 feet per day.
Okay.
as the crow flies. And this is very scientific, but at the very least, I'm causing food pain, and
It's never a bad thing.
Yeah. So you're looking at something like 22 feet, which turns out to be about a day and a half to get to
Yeah.
Mirror Bay from here.
Almost. Okay. Plus the return trip back. Plus we still need to find the fire creatures. Are we likely to find fire creatures in Satir? Wait, where's Mirror Bay?
Mirror Bay is here.
Okay.
I think that ping worked. One of
Okay,
them did.
so we're looking at a day to Mirror Bay and then a day to Satir. Plus
How about
however
a day and a
long
half
we're
to
in
Mirror?
Harbor.
It's going to be about a day and a
Day and
half
a
to get
half.
to Mirror Bay, and
Okay.
then possibly about the same to get to Satir.
Well, crew, what do you want to do?
I mean, if we're gonna head in the same direction and there are 2 stops, might as well head to the closest stop first.
I agree.
Do you guys want to stop at Lick's Chip and do the optional quest for the Snapstring tendrils?
What was the reward? Let me pull up the thing. Sorry, I don't mean to ask you like you're responsible for it. Oh no, you are the ship's captain. You are responsible. The reward was potential requisitions, which we now know are probably pretty valuable. I
Which
can't
one?
imagine it would take us long to do that, so I'm inclined to say we could stop by, but also we have a way of complicating simple tasks, so maybe it's not a good idea.
All right. So Lick's Chip to Mirror Bay for the Hearthsberries will be our current plan, and we'll look for an option. Let's use the time that we have to learn about. Exactly. We'll use the time that we have right now while we're waiting for the shield to learn about the Lick's Chip area and the Mirror Bay areas and see if there are any spots for us to find fire monsters in those areas that we're going to be visiting. Is there what is the alternative of the Culinarians, the Hunters Guild?
The Hunters Guild is one of the divisions within the Culinarians Guild, the Culinarians Guild.
Do they have a
Yeah.
branch here, or could the Culinarian Embassy put us in touch with someone? Because the Hunters Guild would be able to help us find fire monsters.
Yeah, absolutely. You may be ringing the dinner bell a second time,
Okay.
but yeah, this is, like I said, it all falls under the Culinarian Guild umbrella. So I don't think you know any hunters, but I bet you could ring one up and see what happens.
Okay. So
Yeah.
will we be heading back to the Culinarian Embassy to learn more about the Lick's Chip area and the Mirror Bay area and see if we can get in touch with someone from the Hunters Guild? Are you guys in favor of that?
Do we have to go back, or can we utilize one of our long-range communication devices to request either hunter intel or a hunter escort?
Did we leave one with the embassy? Because don't we have to leave one of those units in order to use them to communicate?
Oh, I thought we were able to use it as a sending spell. Maybe I misunderstood.
We've talked about a lot of different communication devices, so I'm happy to clarify, but so far it sounds like we've got a handful of sending stones, one-way information sharing devices, and then the communicate, which we don't actually have any of, but it sounds delicious, that allows for two-way cake and
Two-way cake.
two-way cake. Once I
Two-way-
said that, I was like, I bet that works somehow, but might be gross. Two-way communication, but only specifically in the confines of when everybody's eating the cake together. And then there's the dinner bell, which allows for a conversation so long as you are in the dinner bell ritual room and somebody answers.
I think because we know that we're on a clock, and I have no idea how long it's going to take to finish the rest of it. I think if we can use one of the Sending Stone messages to contact the Culinarians Guild and request either information at least about where we could pursue something that has the arrow flame heart that we're looking for, or maybe they could even send an experienced hunter to guide us. We are kind of important people at this particular moment in time. Maybe they could spare a scout. But while we're on the way to Lick's Chip, let's not waste any more time.
Okay. Then the last thing that I want to clarify, because there was some logistical confusion, and you know I love my logistics, was it sounded like there was inconsistency about whether you guys were going to stay and wait for Rayun's shield to finish, or if you're going to head out immediately and then pick it up at the next opportunity, which probably is Mirror Bay. They have an embassy.
It's probably a good idea to pick it up in Mirror Bay. Like, we don't have to stay here.
Do you know, Rayun, how long it'll be until it's finished?
The guy said like a
He-
day or two, something like that.
I thought it was. He said it'd be ready this evening, was what I had in my notes. So that's why I
Oh,
was thinking
okay.
we were just gonna stay the day. But that's fine too.
Because the next available embassy is in Mirror Bay, right?
Yep. I've just decided I'm just going to tell you that. That's information you would have.
And they'll be able to ship it to him.
Huh.
Jack seemed pretty confident about that.
Okay, let's just go, and you can pick it up at Mirrors Bay. If that's
Yeah.
okay with you, unless it's something you need in the short term.
Reagan kind of like holds his shield up and it goes, nope, this is fine.
You have a shield. That's better than having 0 shields.
Yeah.
All right, we'll pick it up at Mirror Bay, and we'll make best possible speed. Yeah. To Lick's Chip.
Should we let the embassy know?
I don't know that we need to check in
I
with every little micro decision.
I thought we were just going to have them put us in touch with someone. I suggested that we have them put us in touch with someone from the Hunters Guild so that we could get information.
Yeah, and I think
About
we just
Lick's
do that
Chip.
on the sat phone on our way to the next place, right?
Done. Okay.
All right.
Okay, well, I just spent the last 3 or 4 minutes furiously making a token in case you needed to talk to a hunter. And now he's going to sit in my token bank for a while.
But we
Nice.
will still be talking to him just remotely, so we won't see his face.
Yeah.
But you can share it if
I
you
mean, you
want.
could share a space, yeah.
No, you know
Yeah.
what? I mean, maybe when we start talking, but not right now. I mean, the time's not right. I worked pretty hard on it, but it's not a big deal. It's just, whatever.
I
So
just have this image of you just like kicking a rock and just like speaking.
hey, don't worry about me. I'm just here to make sure you guys have a good time is all.
Mhm.
So actually, this sailing transition is a great time for us just to take a quick break so that I actually remember to give us a break.
Yay!
So I'm going to call a
Woo.
5-minute break. Hopefully, Tyrus hears that, and I'm even going to type it so that he does. And I will see you guys at 7:28 Pacific.
Yay!
Deal.
All right. See ya. this. I don't know.
I am heartbroken, but also honestly kind of saw it coming.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm holding on for dear life, but I'm here
All right. Well,
for you
down
beautiful
one
people.
and down change. I'm happy to make things work. And it sounds like we've pretty much got everybody back, so I'm happy to push us, and we'll see if we can't get through this a little bit faster for the people who are in recovery. So, I can, at the very least, say, hey, it's a pretty uneventful trip to Lick's Chip. That's good. I thumbs up to the screen like anybody was going to see, like I had my camera on, but you know, that sort of thing happens a lot, and I just feel like an idiot every time. Different recovery, but you know, also I'm glad you're seeking help. So you guys can see Lick's Chip probably within like 2 hours of leaving port, right? It's not that far off, and now that you guys are out of the Blade Gale Strait, protected by the Kawase Temple and the other couple islands here, I'm going to briefly move us back to the Porto Maria map so that I remember all of these names that I'm not even going to bother saying. Now that you're out of the Blade Gale Strait, like this water is very chill and does not kick up a fuss at all. Plus the wind is kind of in your favor at the moment. So I looked over and realized that was Sav, but it was not something that I needed to worry about. So we got there. You find yourself at Lick's Chip. And one of the nice things about Porto Maria, from my perspective, is that every island feels a little different. Lick's Chip, even compared to its neighbor Hummingbird Peak, is way more temperate and also feels like it's perfectly flat. Like, there is some moderate forest, but we're not talking like lush jungle or beach life like you would see on Ilanoka. It honestly feels like just a flat piece of land barely sticking out of the water. But makes it real easy to find port. I mean, and by port, I mean you drop anchor and you're here, and it's not actually that much more. Port was a bad word. We'll just skip that one. So, I'm going to get right into some rolls because you guys haven't rolled enough dice today. But I have to open a character sheet because I don't know what any character sheet looks like. Now that you are on Lick's Chip, we got to find ourselves some snap strings, yeah?
That's the
Heck
plan.
yeah.
So, if you guys wouldn't mind making, I'm going to say probably nature checks.
That's funny.
Ooh.
You know, I opened up the first character sheet I saw, which was Morthos, and I said nature, and I was like, ooh, that's a -1. It's not going to be amazing. And it turns out, Morthos is just an absolute unit.
Yep.
Mhm.
That jives with
I mean,
everything that I know.
the absolute unit, actually.
So, one of the nice things about a small, flat island is it's pretty easy to get around this place pretty quick. It's overgrown. There is pretty much no human presence here at all. Like, there's no dock. There's no evidence that people have dropped anchor here. Not really a camp to speak of. And you see monster life here and there, but for the most part, it seems like things are kind of just like leaving you alone, avoiding you. Rayun and Morthos, you both have a pretty keen eye on where things are or might be coming from. And you don't run into anything that would want to eat you. Morthos, I'll even give you that you definitely hear something that might want to eat you, but it is lovingly described as a giant flappy flap, and it's pretty easy to hide under a tree for a second so that the thing doesn't see you from the sky. There's no real check for this because it's pretty evident to everybody. Pretty far off in the distance, as that winged thing passes, I'd say it's flying north of you. You hear to the south of you, deeper into the island, a voice shout out, "Hey! Put me down!"
Look around in the air. It's a human voice, I assume?
I mean, that's awfully simple-minded of you in the D&D universe. Goodness, you xenophobe.
Humanoid? Does it sound like it's being parroted, I guess is what I'm asking.
Do we recognize the voice?
You don't recognize the voice. It's definitely in common. It was... Go ahead and make a nature check to tell me if you think that some monster did that. You can tell pretty clearly no monster did that. That was just somebody yelling.
Do we see any
what
other
is its historical significance?
You know what? That history roll confirms that it is not a voice that you recognize from your recent history. We got there.
I don't recall.
Do we see like a village or any other ships? Like, is there any settlements that...
Nope. As far as you can see, at least from your, like, the half of the island that you could see when you pulled up, there's no real signs of life.
All right, who's going to give a holler out?
Perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Just call out.
Boy!
Who's there?
This isn't really a call and response sort of thing. It's more that, you know, a couple seconds later, maybe around the time that you're like halfway through saying that, that voice just lets out a pretty loud yell. Just like no real words, just loud noise from mouth.
With my passive perception of 17, can I determine location?
It's further south, yeah.
And we're off the boat at this point?
Yep.
Let's go check it
I
out.
guess we go farther to the south.
All right. So the island's foliage is fairly dense and overgrown. Again, there has been a lot of people going through here, but you find yourself at a decent clearing that definitely looks like a road, but is not. And spot someone off in the distance who is being harassed by vines that are popping up out of the ground.
Those are all tentacled monsters.
I'm going to have everybody make some perception checks because there's a lot going on in this scene, and I feel like we don't have a lot of time for identifying stuff, but we're definitely going to take a quick second while I hide Tyrus.
Oof.
I am having a low roll Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Oh! Rigged.
Oh yeah, it's all bad.
Hacks. All right, save us, Holden.
I'll
Didn't
default to my passive perception of 17.
I think I'm going to have you roll it anyway.
I'm not going to say it. I can't beat a 17 with a roll.
That's my polite GM way of saying
Nope.
no.
You shall pass.
13 is enough to get at least a decent idea of what's going on here, just in like the snapshot. Okay, here's what I see. 3 of these vines, 2 of which are popping up out of the ground, and 1 is trailing off from the foliage to the north, here-ish. On top of that, this goblin person. This goblin person is being like literally held in the air by one of the tentacles, or the tendrils, the one closest to the lot of you. This one, and there's also some. Your roll was not amazing, and also not really anything you've seen before. Kind of just a big old pile of flesh nearby the goblin.
Fleshy bits.
It's not moving.
I'm still saying we need Kevin Bacon.
I'm for it. Look, what D&D campaign can you imagine that would be worse with Kevin Bacon?
None, sir. None.
Just hit him up on Twitter. Be like, hey, Kevin, you want to hang out? We
Play
could
D&D
use your
with us.
expertise.
Funny story. I work with a man named Kevin Bacon.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Does he hate life?
No, I don't like him though.
Oh.
Oh,
He's a real weird dude.
okay.
But I
So
would
you don't
have to
hate him
assume-
because he's like flaunting the Kevin Bacon thing, right?
No. Like I was like, oh, this is gonna. He's probably super weird because he's been fucking called Kevin Bacon his entire life. I don't know. Anyway, continue. Sorry, off topic.
No problem. That gave me a second to eat some popcorn. It's like my campaign being about food. My whole life is just food.
I like it.
So, the goblin sees you and is literally swinging in the air. Right, this tendril, admittedly, is only like 5 or 6 feet off the air, but it is a goblin. In one hand, they have a fairly large battle axe, but it's not seeming to be doing much right now. As the goblin shouts, "Hey, a hand!" And let's roll some dice. Those initiative ones. Oh my goodness, you guys.
Is the turn tracker open?
Oh shoot.
It sure isn't, because I don't do this quite often enough to know to have that going in advance. So let's do some of these manually.
Mm, 21 for Morthos.
Yeah,
Come on
yeah,
now.
I got that. Listen,
Oh, I
man,
was gonna say you don't cheat me.
20.
You
I
don't
got
cheat
a-
me, sir.
I got a lot of popcorn to get through. Just give me a second.
We talking movie theater? We talking
No,
cheesy? We talking what are we doing here?
Popcornopolis Zebra.
It sounds delicious. It's a little white chocolate.
White chocolate, dark chocolate over a caramel popcorn.
Oh yeah, with a little drizzle action on there.
Yep,
Oh
it is
yeah.
amazing.
Not even a little drizzle. It's a pretty substantial drizzle.
We have
Oh.
gourmet popcorn here. We got Buckeyes because obviously I live in Ohio. But it's regular popcorn covered in chocolate with peanut butter drizzle on it. So good. And I never hate a good Chicago style popcorn, little caramel and cheese.
Oh yeah, the Chicago mix.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the mixes that I get at Costco every once in a while, and gosh dang, that's 2/3 of the grandma's tin of popcorn,
Yeah.
and it's the two good ones.
Yeah. I think I actually just ordered some of that because I think my nephew is selling it for like Boy
Yeah,
Scouts or something.
It's
weird
about that
shit.
season. You got to get the thing before Christmas, so that you can give someone 3-month-old popcorn for Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, we just lost Holden to probably the bathroom, which was bad planning for him because not Morthos, Holden. But the best part is that doesn't matter because it's Morthos' turn.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Morthos, what are you up to?
Well, seeing the seeing the fleshy monster bit, kind of want to get a better view. So I actually move to. I want to get in range. So Just move a little closer. Move up to like here. And I cast Eldritch Blast on this guy right here. Or do we not see this? Do we just see the fleshy bits?
Oh no, you definitely see the fleshy bits. As funny as that would be, I'm going to save you a little bit of heartache to remind you that in the brief description I was able to give that you would get a better view of now that you're closer. Whatever that thing is, it's not moving. It is just an inert pile of flesh and blood.
Oh. Well, I see this thing here. This guy.
Yep.
This little
It is
tendril.
definitely moving.
Yeah, and we're just gonna. I just want to cast, so we're gonna do a little Eldritch Blast on that guy.
That is not a little Eldritch Blast. What the heck?
Dude, with the
Yeah.
20s.
Yeah, I just snapped the fingers. We're good.
Oof.
I'm gonna guess that hits.
Yeah, I mean that's a crit. Just roll some damage.
I'm trying to click it to actually do it. There we go.
Jeez. Okay, well, this is exactly what I would hope Morthos would do in a situation like this. Sees an opportunity to do something cool, struts forward like the absolute unit that he is, snaps his fingers, and the tendril sort of just erupts in black flames that might not be super comfortable for the new goblin here, but otherwise is really not comfortable for this tendril that I've been stalling because I was on the wrong layer and couldn't actually delete. That was a little awkward. Seriously, I tried like 4 times. That's why that description was so long.
I also yell, "Oh, by the way, look out for the flame," to our goblin person.
Nice.
Good
After
save.
he already might have been singed.
You accidentally almost called someone a friend.
Yeah. No
Okay,
friends.
well, the goblin is now no longer grappled, drops a couple feet to the floor, which is probably uncomfy. Next in line is Rayun. What are you up to?
Well, I'll start my. Whoops, that is the wrong action. I'll move here. And I guess I can shoot at one. I have a light crossbow on me. So I'll go ahead and shoot at that if I can.
Works for me.
17 hit?
Man, you guys are killing me. I don't even have time to eat my popcorn. You're chewing through my monsters too fast. Yeah, roll some damage.
7.
Okay. There's a big old piece in my mouth I didn't want to chew into the mic. Very anti-chewing into the mic. Look, it's going to be hard to beat what the absolute unit just did. But it's still not nothing. We did it. So, I am going to move us onto the tendril's turn. As mentioned, the tendril that is now wounded was cropping up out of the ground, like the blackberries that I had to pay someone $15,000 freaking dollars to get rid of. So it's not going anywhere. It's just going to keep beating up on the poor goblin. I am going to roll some things in GM talk because you don't need to know things. Like any things. You don't need to know the weather. You don't need to know about politics. Just vote with your dollars by spending dollars. Dang. once again, I was just kind of talking so that there'd be sound. And also to confirm that where the first one erupted into flames and dropped the goblin, now wrapped around that poor goblin's ankle is another tendril lifting that goblin right back into the air.
Good. I want him to be at eye height. Stupid goblin.
All right. And then the other one is going to... Actually, the other one is going to do the same thing, except he's going to measure first. And seeing that he's out of range, he's going to creep to the other side of the goblin and just keep attacking goblin. That seems good. I like this. I mean, no, I don't like the goblin, but also I'm very conflicted right now, is what I'm trying to tell you. Gotta do some math. And then math says we did it. Yeah, this tentacle at this point, they are just sort of grabbing at the goblin, lifting them, slamming them, pulling, squeezing, whatever these things can do to incapacitate goblin. That didn't work. Additionally, from the foliage nearby and the ground sprouts danger.
Danger, danger.
These two decide to make the presence known by measuring.
That's always a dead giveaway.
Right?
Imagine wanted to measure tentacles. Jeez.
And slithering forward.
Sure.
And making friends in the way that sentient tentacles can.
Not about the length, it's about the girth. Duh.
Let's see. Rayun,
Yes.
we're going to start with you. Actually, that's not true. Yes, it is. So we're going to start with you, and I'm going to hit this button.
Well,
Dang.
that definitely hits.
You take syntax error damage. Perfect. I was really curious what happened there if I didn't actually have a damage value in there. You do not take damage. You are now grappled.
Oh.
I had to look it up beforehand, and grapple in this system means that you have a move characteristic of 0.
I thought that was a grape and an apple mixed together.
It's also that, but
Okay.
grapes and apples, when you put them together, have a move characteristic of 0.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like both of those things are true.
Right?
I mean, if you ever had a grapple, it is actually quite delicious.
I still haven't had the new cosmic ones, though. It's on my list of things to do. I'm only just now getting back into the apple game.
Well, I have a grippy hand on my token now, so.
Morithos, same question to you. Wonderful. It's nice when I roll this well. It's not really a question. I know the answer. Welcome to Grapple Town.
Well, here's the question that I have.
Okay.
Is since I'm attacked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to rebuke it, set it on fire, and not be grappled?
Would you mind linking the ability in chat so I can read it? Because I don't know if it's whether you're hit or whether you take damage.
Let me look for it for you. It's damage. Okay.
It is damage, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Don't worry, we'll get to the damage.
Oh, of course we will.
That is the tendrils' turns. Mira, I guess you're casting Fairy Fire.
Sorry, no, I was trying to read it and I can never remember what the buttons do.
Yeah, me neither.
Like how I can view it versus.
The chat bubble broadcasts. The cogwheel will show you the mechanics of the spell, and the I button is just information.
I clicked on the name thinking that would expand it, and it didn't.
I do the same thing all the time.
So.
That being said, what are you going to do?
Well, I think I'm probably just going to short bow attack because they're not really grouped up in a good way to do Fairy Fire. I was looking at some of my other spells to see if... Yeah, I think I'm going to short bow attack this round. What is the range on a short bow? I couldn't find it on my character sheet.
I think it's 60 or 100 at no disadvantage, and then either 120 or 180 with disadvantage.
Google says it's 80 and 320.
Oh, nice.
Fabulous.
Thank
So
you, Google.
that guy is definitely close enough either way. So I'm going to shoot at this one. What do you know?
Dang.
It's a critical hit.
All right. You know, this seems like it's been happening a lot. And I love you guys and all. Dang, you guys are not nice to my monsters. This
look at
this
that
6
damage,
damages. It leaves something to be desired.
What a waste of a critical strike.
It's something.
And then I'm just going to hang out back here where I am because actually no, I'm going to shift myself, shimmy on over here next to Holden. And hold in his hand. Because I don't want tentacles to get me.
You should also roll sneak attack damage.
Ooh.
It is definitely not paying attention to you. It is busy squeezing Rayun.
How do I roll sneak attack? Just an extra 1d6.
I didn't know sneak attack damage was modified by the crit. That's good to
Yeah.
know. I have no idea how we're going to do that in...
It's just 2 dice, so if your sneak attack is 1d6, just roll 2d6. I mean, pending that's the way you want it to work in your campaign, I suppose.
Sure, works for me.
I rolled 2 4s, or 2 2s. So it was 4 if you doubled the first 2, or it's 4 if you take 2 dice. What?
You rolled a lot of dice.
Dumb round.
I'm gonna be honest. That 4d6 plus 3. There were pretty good chances there you were gonna free Rayun.
This is dumb.
You know, things happen. I'm gonna also add. Fingers crossed. I want to add very briefly that I'm kind of sad that I have used the guttural Umberwelk laugh that I did, because now when you were saying, man, I can't really fairy fire anything because you did too good a job positioning them, I wanted to give that guttural laugh, and I was like, oh shoot, no, that's a term of art.
I mean, I think you can still get away with it.
I'll keep that in mind. It's a little too soon, at least.
All right, my turn's over.
Holden, what are you up to?
Looking back, Meg, I think you actually have sneak attack turned on. The first attack, I thought the 4 plus 2 was die roll plus dex. It's not. The 4 is die roll plus dex, and the 2 is from a d6 from sneak attack. So you only did 4 damage with the short bow, 2 damage with the sneak.
Oh, I thought the extra d6 was the crit damage.
Crit. You're right. Yeah. It is the crit. There is no sneak. Okay. Thanks for helping me understand.
Mm-hmm.
I hate their fucking gobbledygook language.
Yeah. There's a lot going on here.
I will start by sending Glitch to the injured tentacle and seeing if he can free Rayun with a pet attack.
Sure can't. No, sure can't. Ooh.
Kitty bite.
It's a little tentacle that could.
I'll fire at the Morthos tentacle.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's better. You know, and I'm sure Morthos appreciates better, but...
You know, in a good, better, best scenario.
Yeah. It's like my I'm currently using the Coldstone Creamery scale for all of my Warhammer armies, of looking at a model and saying, do I like it, do I love it, or do I gotta have it? And
That's
then I
amazing.
think, man, I want some ice cream.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
Morthos, what's your action and ice cream of choice?
Well, action-wise, we are just going to just spear this guy and miss
Oof.
because I'm upside down because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
And no, ice cream of choice. I'm very old-fashioned. I love a good butter pecan.
You know,
You can't go
all
wrong
right.
with a good butter pecan, actually. You really
No,
can't.
it was my grandfather's favorite. We used to always eat it because I'd stay over there when my parents went out of town.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it just can't be beat.
It's one of those that I'll never ask for, but I'm never upset to have.
I will always ask for it.
Okay.
I'm a fucking 75-year-old man. Just leave me alone.
Is there anything else that you would like to do this turn?
I have nothing else I can do
Okay.
because I cannot move and I have no bonus actions. So
Okay. Then I will move to Rayun. Rayun, you are so close to not being grappled anymore.
All right. Can I swing at it by any chance?
Sure. Morthos just did. Well, he did
careful,
more
it's very
swinging
difficult
than.
when you're upside down.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here goes nothing.
That
Oh,
sure is nothing.
that sure is nothing.
Dang. Well. All right. That thing swings so wide that Glitch has to duck.
Oh, sorry, Glitch.
Dick.
But otherwise, definitely does not connect with any tentacles. Whew. I had such high hopes when you guys were critting all over the place. Remember that time Morthos just deleted one?
Yeah, we're upside down though. So
That's true. Well, they are not. And as punishment for Rayun not telling me his favorite flavor of ice cream, Rayun's going to get attacked first.
I'd like to use my reaction as the pet to pet deflect.
I don't know what that means. Let's read this thing. I am going to say no. And the reason is because the thing has already grappled him. You will absolutely be able to do that on grapple attacks, but in this case, all the tentacles doing is squeezing. There's not a lot to deflect. Also, attack is spelled wrong.
That's pretty good.
So I'm going to roll 3e4 apparently.
If I can alter that.
Rayun, you just feel a little bit of a squeeze. Right now, it's just that feeling of you getting your blood pressure taken, right? But that's still pretty uncomfortable.
It's getting there.
Yeah. Similarly, Morthos. Ugh! You apparently have very bad blood pressure. And we'll take 11.
That's
Rain,
damage?
yes. Sorry, Rain, you'll be taking 6 damage. I got 2 invested in the blood pressure, and I was thinking about ice cream. You know how it is.
Then I am going to react with the good old rebuke.
That's pretty good. I'm going to roll this deck save, even though I'm pretty sure that the damage will kill it anyway. Well, that's not the right button, but it'll do the trick. Yeah, it's only going to take half of that damage, which is still plenty. You kind of plop down on the ground again, but are free, not incapacitated. And if you guys wouldn't mind marking down that damage when you have a second, thank you. As I'm going to roll some dice in my head. I said that and then immediately realized that I could just actually I could just talk to myself and then roll the dice. As 2 more of these tokens appear, slithering out from the underbrush. And just in case you had forgotten, I know you secretly hoped I would. Our poor goblin friend is still being constricted pretty fiercely. It is not going well, as now there are 2 tentacles that are tearing the poor thing apart.
Can't help but notice it didn't take an action turn to try to fight upside down.
I'm sorry, say again?
I said I can't help but notice it didn't take an action turn to fight upside down.
That is because I forgot to roll initiative for it.
Oh. Just cracking wise since the other guys couldn't hit either.
Yes, but thank you. Because otherwise I was going to keep ignoring that in perpetuity.
Hey, I got us an ally.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Well, I'm going to now... You know what? Here's the GM magic. That goblin was holding its action until after it took damage.
Woo!
Which is very stupid, but is the best I can do considering we all acknowledge that I just forgot. So...
Strategic storytelling.
Yep. Wow. All right. Perfectly. Definitely with exactly the right number. And thankfully I was talking to myself so you guys couldn't see how ramshackle this is. In response to getting some of the life squeezed out of it, this goblin whirls around with this great axe and is freed from one of the tentacles.
Sweet.
So that's good. And now there's just like, since this is where the last one died, there's just a pile of snapstring tendrils there. Unfortunately, I have others. So, we'll see. It's not looking great, if I'm being honest, over here on Team Goblin Friend. It's really, maybe that's my fault for being on Team Goblin Friend, but can't help myself. Also, the tendril misses. So. I don't think there's a single thing I can say here that won't get me in trouble with HR. So I'm going to politely move on to Mira's turn and resist the urge to mute my mic for a second.
Yay!
Mira,
right.
What do you got?
I'm going to short bow that one because I'm angry at it for...
Oh. I'm sorry, I missed one tentacle. It will not affect your turn in the slightest in freeing Rayun, but tentacle over here has to interact with the robot. Why do I keep closing this character sheet? Stop. I believe in 9 misses. So we're good. Back to your shooting.
Excellent. Okay, I'm shooting this one in the face because I'm mad at it for not taking enough damage.
Mm-hmm.
Does a tendril have a face?
Sure doesn't.
Okay.
Doesn't mean it can't get shot in it.
Woo!
You deal any damage. So I'm going to delete that.
Thank you.
Rayun falls mildly comically onto his face on the ground.
Sorry, Rayun.
And in that fall takes the 6 damage that he was originally assigned during the tendril's turn.
Okay.
All right.
I was just saying you didn't mark your damage, and I'm going to make sure that happens.
Oh, right. Sorry.
And I'm going to go ahead and cast Bardic Inspiration on Holden since he's taking his turn next.
Sounds good.
So I'm dropping my Bardic Inspiration by 1. And my turn is done.
All right. That takes us back to the goblin, whose name appears now, and I'm just going to have to deal with that.
Makes you feel better. I don't think we can see it. I know I can't.
Interesting. Is the command just /GM roll to roll something secretly?
You should be able to do that, yeah. That'll be just you rolling it to yourself.
That's what I thought. I just want... Nope. Okay. Well, that happens. The first great axe swing was so good that the goblin just kind of wanted to keep the momentum going, and through no fault of their own, may or may not have flung their axe like 15 feet away.
Does that mean he rolled a 1?
Sure did.
Critical failure.
So now they are unarmed. Oops. Okay, well, let's move on to Holden.
Start with Glitch attacking the tentacle nearest him.
Let's see. Well, you didn't roll a 1. That's close enough that I need to open this character sheet that I closed for the 6th time.
Yeah, it's one of those where, like, is it a 12 and it's a challenge rating half, or is it like a 14 and these are higher? I hate the number 13.
Well, the number 13 does not connect. No, wait. I was looking at the wrong number. It does connect.
Huzzah!
All right. Yes, it does. And that came with a damage roll of 3. And that was the one on Morthos? No, on Glitch.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
All right. One day I will stop bouncing from screen to screen. Not today.
And then I'll, as Holden, crossbow the tentacle that's below the goblin that's holding the goblin, if that sentence makes sense.
Yeah, the one that's at half health. Well, an 18 definitely hits, and an 8 definitely kills, which causes that goblin to now also plummet, actually farther than Morthos, because, more distance to the ground. They are still unarmed, which is kind of a bummer, but, we deal with these things. Anything else from you?
That's it for me.
Sounds good. Morthos, you're back.
Yeah, we're gonna Eldritch Blast this sumbitch right here.
Heck yeah. You sure are. You should roll some damage. Yeah. You should have rolled some more damage.
Oh, jeez.
I can do this all day.
I'm gonna say you said it, so that's your fault.
That's true. Miraculously, this tentacle had 6 HP more than the others. Man, it's amazing how that worked out.
Well, he just took 10 damage, so...
Right? Anything else from you, though? Fire invocations? Generic insults?
No.
There's a sweet axe on the ground?
I don't want to take his axe. No.
That axe.
That axe. No, I don't think I have anything that counts as a bonus action.
All right. Or a move or something. Whatever you're in the mood for. But if you're good where you are, doing what you're doing.
I'm good where I'm at. I don't want to stir up any more, horny tendrils around anywhere.
That's a lesson I got to learn. Sometimes you just got to let people be where they are. They don't always have to move to where your city is just so that they can sell you cakes or work with you at your sweet job. Wish all my friends would be anywhere near me ever. Oh. Moving on to Rayun. Your turn.
Let me see how far I can move. Not that far. Well, I guess I'll get my sprint on and move forward here. I think that's 30. And I guess I'll shoot at this tendril.
Sounds good.
All right. Let's see.
Sometimes you have that day where just nobody wants to get into melee. Everybody's gonna shoot.
Yeah. Well, I can't get anywhere close at the moment.
Yeah.
That doesn't hit, does it?
It sure doesn't.
Well, darn.
Good news, it wasn't so bad that the goblin's in danger, though.
Well, that's good.
Silver lining. Oh, cool. So I deleted the wrong tentacle, and now they're all gone from the turn order.
That's okay. I know it's their turn next.
Yeah, it's their turn. So the tentacle on Glitch is going to mindlessly continue to attack Glitch because it's tentacle. There is literally no brain there. Does a 15 hit?
Matches, that's a good one.
Sure does. All right. Welcome to the grapple team. There's that grippy hand. While Glitch is now immobile, the top tentacle up here literally can't tell that anyone tried to set it on fire with force damage? Eldritch Blast is force damage?
Mhm.
That's a bummer. All right, good to know. I don't know. I thought it would be fire or shadow damage. Not that it matters too much. So it doesn't know that someone tried to force it to death, and instead is going to continue to try and make the goblin tap. Which it does. Dang, good turn for me. And would you believe it? From the undergrowth comes new life. And he rolls. That die. We've got a tentacle moving to join Team Goblin Squad. Seriously, I have got to stop closing this character sheet. It's driving me crazy. It doesn't even take that long to get back at this point because I've gone there so many times. It misses, which is nice. And we've got one that is apparently going to stand underneath the goblin's axe. I don't really know how that works. If I was a cruel GM, it would be a snapstring tendril that had an axe.
Nice.
I think that would be
Really?
amazing. I think you should do that anyway.
You know,
Because then it can't grapple Rayun.
Or
Yeah, but it could
grapple
cleave
with
him
an
to
axe.
death. So.
Well, yes.
you know,
New problems.
It's okay. It might not hit me.
well, I can't use the grapple attack anymore. So we're going to do this one instead. Rain, what's your TN?
It's actually 18, so you miss.
Okay. Well, this thing wraps itself around a giant axe haft and tries to whip it at you pretty unskillfully, which is probably the reason that you're in one piece still. But now there's a tentacle with an axe.
Oh boy.
Life is good. Emergent storytelling. Mira, how would you like this story to emerge?
Well, I'm going to go with my trusty bow and arrow hanging out here in the back where tentacles don't seem to spawn and attack this one.
Why would you say that out loud?
Grappling my friend. Forgot what I was doing.
I feel that. My cat looked at me and I was like, oh, that's it. I'm done.
I got distracted by all of my skills. I was like, no, I'm not looking for something on that list. All right, so 7 damage to that
Unfortunately,
guy.
I remembered how to do math.
No.
Unfortunately,
Not enough.
I don't really have a good math joke here because I'm really, really bad at math. Unfortunately, it's not enough. And also, that joke fell flat.
All right, that's it for my turn then.
Well, the goblin is going to try and just kick at this tentacle and is going to do so at disadvantage. So I have to type that twice. Well, I don't even know what unarmed damage is. But we're going to find out what this looks like. Nail it. We're calling it 3 damage.
Oh.
Honestly, could be worse. This guy, man, the goblin is literally hanging in there. But I do hope help comes someday. Someday. Holden. Is today the day?
Almost assuredly. I'll start with Glitch attacking the tendril that's grappling him.
Well, that seems good. That seems like enough that I'm going to hit this delete button, move on with my life.
Nice. And then I'll attack the wounded tentacle that's grappling the goblin with my crossbow. What's the inspiration die? A 6 or an 8?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Megan granted me bardic inspiration, and so I'm deciding in my head if it's an 8 or a 6-sided die, if it's worth trying to roll here to get that up to a hit.
It's a 1d6.
I mean, that could be. I think it could be a 1d100, but you still rolled a 1.
Oh, you won't let modifiers change. A critical miss is always a critical miss.
A critical miss is always a critical miss.
Okay.
And then I'm going to flip a coin. And I'm going to subtract some hit points. Can't believe you would do that to my goblin friend. How dare you? I will never forgive Holden for this. Morthos, what are you going to do that you will inevitably make me regret?
Well, I am going to move to about here. And we're going to fight tendrils with tendrils as my arm transforms. And I cast Acid Splash on these two here.
Yep. What's the radius on that?
5 foot.
Hey, I like when I click the button and it actually does what I'm expecting. Yeah.
But if I choose to, they have to be within 5 feet of each other, which they are.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I will roll some dex saves then. This button twice. Okay. So you rolled for 3 damage. So one of them's going to take 3. And it's that one. That works for me.
What I got?
Rayun. You can't break my heart any more than Holden. Prove it.
Well, let's prove this. I'm going to go and attack the tentacle with the axe. All right. It's happening here. I'm going to use action surge.
Yep.
Oh gosh, dang it.
I feel like we're going to learn some stuff when I say that the 13 earlier hit and the 11 misses.
So it's either a 12.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. All right. Well, the thing is, like, I'm sad that you missed a lot, but I'm actually more sad that you didn't even miss in an attempt to save my poor goblin friend's life.
Well, I tried.
You did. The first, I cannot believe I closed that again. The one that is not currently grappled now currently grapples. And the one that is currently grappled just rolls this number and puts my poor goblin at 1. So there's hope.
We got this.
I mean, there's hope, but there's also tentacles.
Yes, but there will be other things to attack by the time that tentacle gets in range. Rayun's on his way.
This
It'll-
goblin's
Rayun-
gonna fucking die.
Rayun is on his way. I'm gonna roll this 1d2 again. Nope, it said goblin. Gosh dang it. I tried. Goblin friend. This is Holden's fault.
I think next turn I'll just shoot the goblin.
You did!
Oh my gosh!
Cut out the middleman.
Well, at least that tendril misses, so I
Good
still
news.
see the light there.
The good news is we can pillage this goblin when he's dead.
I mean, the axe was on the ground. You could have pillaged him now.
Yeah, I don't want an axe. I want cool goblin technology.
Look, for a goblin, an axe that is fully forged and sharp, some good tech. As for Glitch, I'm going to guess that misses.
15 is my AC.
Yeah, all right. Well, we tried. I'm going to move to Mira and keep my fingers crossed. I don't even know who I'm rooting for at this point. You guys, the goblin, the tendrils, like, I'm on everybody's side.
Okay, so I'm moving up here to Glitch. And I am going to cast Healing Word at level 2. How do I change the level that I'm casting it at?
When you click on it to cast it, it will ask what level you want to cast it at. It should anyway.
Nice! Thank you.
Mhm.
And I'm casting Healing Word on the goblin, if I needed to say that.
Yep.
There, goblin gets some health back.
I'll be honest, I appreciate you saying that
God,
because I
not
did
enough.
actually think, oh no, that's fine. That's something. I did actually think, why? Glitch is at full health. What are you doing?
No, it's not one that I have to be touching. I just wanted to be close enough to help.
The best part is, and I know this because I was playing Zaz for so long, Healing Word is a bonus action.
Sweet! So I can also attack.
Yep.
All right, well.
And before a critical miss, that takes away all the health she just gave him.
No. I am going to cast. Oh, the range is self. What happens if I push back something that's grappling something else?
It releases it.
Okay.
Actually, I had to look this up a little while ago. Their example was Thunder Shock.
Thunder Wave is what I was going to cast.
That might
So
be.
each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. Is this one considered in a 15-foot cube of me?
Yes, as is both Morthos and Glitch.
Oh, it'll push them away too. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay.
I mean, if it doesn't do damage,
To
then
the bow.
maybe that's okay.
No, it
I don't
won't
know.
do damage. I don't want to do that. Okay. I am going to try to short bow this guy.
Okay.
Redirecting. Sorry.
That seems good. That seems great.
Yay! I did it! I did something. Okay.
Woo.
My turn is over.
Wonderful.
I feel like that was a good turn.
That was a good turn.
Did some healing, did some damage.
I'm sad that turn's over.
All right. Good luck, Goblin.
Let's see. A quick roll confirms that the kicking and flailing of this poor goblin who hasn't been allowed to leave this square since the encounter began misses with the grapple from the goblin, or the one to the northwest of it. So goblin stuck in place, can't go anywhere, can't fight anymore. It's Holden's turn.
Kitty cat biting tentacle, and I'll
Kitty cat?
crossbow the goblin strangling the tendril that's grappling. Wow, I don't know why I can't formulate a sentence. I think you know what I
Sometimes,
mean.
yeah, sometimes you just have days like that. Sometimes you have days like that. Jeez. Okay. That is a fantastic shot, and I'm proud of you.
Hooray!
We still need some follow-up. So, Morthos, can you drive us home? Just also don't forget about the whacking, waving arm inflatable tentacle with axe in front of you.
Yeah, I don't care about that guy.
Okay.
But I'm looking at a couple of different things here. Ooh, I guess we'll just Eldritch Blast again. And this is the one that has him grappled, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We are going to Eldritch Blast that one.
Sounds good. In case we needed to trim this number range down even more, a 12 connects. Roll some damage. Okay, well, I guess there was no way you were going to miss that, but you tried.
I'm going to look here.
It's enough. I finally get to delete this grippy hand.
I wonder if I have that set up right in here.
I sure don't.
Oh, no, I don't.
I don't
It's
know what we're
supposed to-
talking about.
Okay, so basically, let me link it. It's supposed to take an extra +3 damage from my charisma.
Oh, yeah,
It is.
it is.
Oh, is
You
it doing it?
mouse over the number 4. You rolled a 1 on your D10 plus 3 from charisma.
Okay,
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure that was actually doing that right. I didn't.
Yeah.
Just a shitty die roll, unfortunately.
Back to back too. That's
Mm-hmm.
fucking ugh. But it's dead, so I don't care.
It is. Rayun, how would you like to make something dead?
Let's try this again.
I feel like
I would like him
40%
to
of my I feel like 40% of my GMing is finding transitions to tell the next person to do something.
I would just
Yeah.
like him to, make contact with it so we could have its health bar show.
Yeah.
Me too. Anyway.
All right, back to my phone.
Time to go back to fighter school.
Yeah.
Time to go back to fighter school.
We do have a brief interlude here that once again is not quite on the turn order for tentacle dances. Oh, I almost punched my cat in the face. That's unfortunate. having to do all this with a cat on my... There we go. Okay, cool. He sat down. Guys, good news. The cat sat down. I can type now. We had to do the tentacle with the axe first, which went just poorly. Don't worry, Rayun. It can't hit you either.
Like we're just swing and a miss, swing and a miss.
Yep. And honestly, it's kind of fun to watch. Then we got 2 tentacles, starting with the one that's going to try and re-grapple my poor goblin friend, which succeeds because of course it does. And the one trying to grapple Glitch, which fails. All right. Man, Goblin just wants to move and get their axe back. Can't even get that right. Mira. Save me from my melancholy.
Okay. Okay. I'll do my best.
Told you, it's all just about my transitions.
Okay. So I am going to short bow the one. Is this one holding the goblin? Will I hit the goblin?
Yes. Only if you critical fail. And then maybe not even.
Okay. Well, I'm toying between 2 actions. And I can do that one. No, it's probably best to just try to kill it. Okay, I'm gonna attack this one. The one that's holding the goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
That's the opposite of critical failure.
Hey!
And
I can add my 1d6.
I mean 2d6 because the sneak crits.
Yeah!
That seems pretty good.
That seems pretty good. Our goblin friend should be freed, hopefully.
Your goblin friend is freed. And there's just a pile of these severed tendrils all around them.
We're going to need to collect those very soon before they go bad. We only have 2 more unless more show up. We got this. Okay, it is now the goblin's turn.
The goblin gets to the ground again, sees that there are no more around, but that this tendril has its axe, and not really seeing another option, just goes and tries to spear the thing with its shoulder. I don't have great character sheet stuff for that, but it succeeds. Let's do... I'm going to do this for 1 whole damage, and then I'm going to do this to make the thing drop the axe. Fantastic. And you all see this, like, they let out kind of a shout, and from 15 feet away get a good running start before spearing the thing in what would probably be the solar plexus with their shoulder. I'm even going to give them a free action to pick up the axe. Because I am on team
already
Goblin.
more useful than Ruin.
Oof.
Oh, definitely.
Holden.
Pet attack on the tendril nearest, or that I think it's no, he doesn't have me grappled, but
I
can't remember.
He does. There's currently an icon there.
I don't think you took it away from the last one because the
you
grapple did not hit.
Check.
I'm willing. I'm going to give you that one because I am a benevolent and forgetful god. But the 9 misses, so it's a give and take sort of thing.
Shoot at the tentacle that the goblin is in combat with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, 2 critical failures.
Well, at least they're not grappling, so I don't have to see if you shoot and murder the poor goblin.
Some upside.
I'm just going to move to Morthos and definitely not have every single player and NPC see an arrow go really freaking close to this goblin. Like, oh crap, they had to duck a little. I might have lost a hair or two.
I'm gonna run up here.
Heck yeah, flanking.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna try to smack the shit out of it with my parasite. And I miss. Awesome.
It's not as bad as the all 20s or all 1s session, but this one's felt also fairly up and down.
Wouldn't he have gotten advantage though with the flanking?
Nah,
No?
flanking doesn't actually do anything.
Oh, okay.
It
Why
used
not?
to in previous editions,
I
and it was
see.
too good, so they just took it away.
Yeah.
He's still
We're not allowed to
stunned
nice
from
things.
his solar plexus shot.
Yeah, we knocked all of the wind out of the thing's lungs. Rayun, could you hit a double over in pain tentacle?
You got
Probably
this,
not.
D. You got this. I'm sorry you're
alright,
having a
here we
bad
go.
dice night.
Here it goes.
Oh,
No! I should have cast Bardic Inspiration on you. I'm so sorry.
Wouldn't have mattered.
Whew.
I need to roll a 4 or greater to hit these things, and I have missed 4 turns.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I mean, I
Good night, everybody.
An 80% chance to hit.
I've got
Actual
3
results,
rolls on my
30%.
screen, and 2 of them are crit misses.
Yeah.
Dang.
And I used my action surge, and I still missed.
Yup.
Fun story. Also, the one that's not a crit miss was a 2. Just
Yup.
so you know.
Oh, well aware.
Mm.
I just wasn't going to throw you all the way under. All right. The tentacles are going to fight back because someone deserves to be punished for this. And I'm first going to roll this die. Actually, yeah, Rayun, you've been fighting this thing for forever. You guys are now mortal enemies.
We are.
Are-
Oh, it's the raptor thing again.
We all now have Foob's luck of just sitting there swinging and missing for 20 minutes.
Yup.
A swing and a miss, and a swing and a miss, and a swing and a miss.
Well, these tentacles suck.
Except for they don't take damage.
They both miss. One misses Rayun, one misses Glitch, and we move right along to Mira. Please, 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 don't crit fail this.
Please, please, please.
Okay.
Just hit them.
All right. Short bowing this guy. Great.
Okay, yeah.
Great. And I'm going to sneak attack because there's somebody
Mhm,
else
mhm.
in range. And that guy's going to take 9 damage.
That seems like a lot. That seems like more than it's got.
Yes.
Bam!
Oh,
It
thank
now
God.
stops existing.
Okay, what do I have as a short rest? Come on, think tank team. Is there anything I have that I can do to help you be better on your rolls to give you advantage? Do I have
An
any
extra dice roll.
bardic spells for that?
I mean, it would be Fairy Fire is a waste at this point, but that's the only advantage you grant her.
Yeah.
Okay.
An extra dice roll would be handy.
I don't think I have anything like that for you.
Darn.
Okay.
Why? Just so you could fail twice again?
My turn is over.
Love you too, Morth.
Goblin just crit missed.
Jeez.
Again.
A swing and a miss, a swing and a miss.
I need to stress, the Goblin has also crit failed twice. That's why they lost the axe the first time.
Are they losing it again?
No, because they're not flailing, but I'm thinking about it. Right on to Holden. 80%. All right, that's a good start. That's a number. And that's exactly the rest of the number. You've done exactly what I needed from you.
Yay! And
Good
nothing
news.
more.
I'm proud of you again.
We did it. Collect all the tendrils before they go bad.
Yeah, there's no carving needs to go on here. it shouldn't surprise you. There aren't a lot of parts inside of tendrils. But you are able to collect many, many, many of them.
Can we identify these as the snap string tendrils that we were after?
You can make a nature check if you would like. I'm also happy to tell you yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Can I help?
Hey, look at that number that's not a 1. Now you're all over the place with them.
Woo! All right, let's introduce ourselves to our new goblin friend. Rayun and Morthos, you are closest.
I'm so sorry. I kept missing the damn freaking tentacles. By the way, my name's Rayun. I'm sorry.
The goblin is just doubled over, hands on the knees, heavy breathing, axes at their feet. When they look up, they have a smile from cheekbone to cheekbone. Hey, that was amazing! Wow, wow, you guys really came in and ooh, a little light on breath. Thanks. Hi. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm Talik. Talik Bluntblade. And thank you for saving me from those vines? Vines. Thank you.
What were you doing here that caused them to attack you?
They kind of hobble over to the pile of goo. Say, I was on a assignment, a task. We'll go with a task from the guild. There have been reports of strange things on this island and some of the nearby islands. I was trying to track down where they're coming from, but I don't even know where to start. Look at this thing. I've never seen it before. Now that the dust has cleared and people, including probably Holden, so I'm just going to move everybody a little bit closer, have a chance to look at it. The thing here doesn't make sense. It is definitely made of pink flesh, and there is a lot of blood and viscera, but you guys know what living creatures generally look like. There are no arms and legs. It's just kind of a mismatched, loosely connected group of... There's probably some bone in there. But, like, you don't even see a head. You're not sure where this thing's brain is. It doesn't immediately show that there is a mouth. Like, this thing doesn't make sense as a living creature.
Maybe it's not.
Well, it's obviously not living.
Well, it's like maybe a meat puppet.
Talik nudges it with their boot and says, I mean, I didn't want to kill this thing, but it attacked me, and then the tentacles came, and with the vines and the thing, and oh, if you think this thing looks bad now, just wait until you see it move. It's like every different part of it had its own idea of how to move and get to me. So I mean, how do you fight something like that?
From a great distance.
Or with a great axe, huh? And
well done.
They pick up their axe and then kind of start leaning on the haft. So, well, thank you for this. I wish I had any way to repay And before they can finish a sentence, I'm going to have everybody make a perception check as they stop mid-sentence.
I notice rock. I'm just so like dumbfounded that I couldn't hit anything that I'm just internally like
Just in my own headspace.
You got that thing where you've been working out really hard and breathing really hard and like you can hear your pulse in your ears. You just can't really hear anything else.
I'm going to go into a blind rage is what's going to happen.
The goblin's ears perk up as they stop their sentence, say, "Oh, that's bad. There's something coming." And even with no gas in the tank, it looks like, Talik takes a battle stance, great axe in hand, and prepares to fight something coming from the southwest, in case people might like to not be on the front line. More of those.
What's up?
Loud sounds coming from the southwest.
Oh, I need a perception. I got you.
I mean, at this point, the goblin has told you something's coming from the southwest, and I'm going to give you the 2 seconds to not stand in front of Rayun and the goblin. But then I'm going to end the session here. Because I love cliffhangers.
But big monster.
I'm okay with it because I'm like half asleep.
I know.
Yeah. We've hit 9 o'clock just about right. I even thought we were going to end early, but we had some red rolls there.
A few, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
TM.
Uh,
we really did that the RTM way, right there.
Yeah. Kind of struggled at the end there. Hey, everybody's still alive, though. That's a nice change for us. I was worried about the goblin for a sec.
I'll still be okay if he dies. I want to pillage his body.
Well, hold on. I am going to leave you. You know what? I'm going to leave you with 2 things. Because I think this is important. The first is the creature arriving. Because I do actually have this ready for everybody. You will see as this thing arrives. Bounding through the foliage, finally blasting through a pair of fallen trees, you see just an enormous, again, kind of chaotic mess of tendrils and wood bits.
Feed me, Seymour.
And Talik lowers into their battle stance and mutters to themselves, 15 feet, 4 tentacles? No goblemo.
No goblemo.
Goblemo.
I agree, Talik. And
So-
scene.
Yeah.
Yep,
Apparently
and
just
scene.
2 small tentacles, huge goblemo.
No, that's not until they're being lifted in the air. Huge goblemo! Huge goblemo!